Hello and welcome, my name is Ansu. If you're new here, consider subscribing down below. It's a new year, so it's obviously time to film the best books I read in 2023. I did end up reading 78 books in 2023, and to narrow the list down to like 5 books, potentially, or just randomly talking about how many other books I want to, it's kind of hard, but we're going to go through all the books that I read in 2023 in one separate video. But today I just want to talk about the best ones I did. Let's start from the beginning. Let's just go chronologically and see what I like the most, because like I don't remember. I'm gonna put Carrie SoDo is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid on this list. I personally really enjoyed it. For some reason I got super into tennis after reading this one. I really wanted to see like Serena Williams because that's what I was picturing. Because her playing style was what I was picturing when I was reading this book, and I really enjoyed that whole aspect of it. And it was just really interesting to see how this character was kind of going through life as a tennis player. So it is about Carrie SoDo, who started off at a very young age, and she gets a bunch of like these kind of like Wimbledon trophies, I guess, and she's been like the champion, where she has the most championships. I'm talking like it's wrestling or something. Her championship is being threatened at this point, and she's like, no, I have to get back into the field. And well, it's not the field, I said it's the court, but you know what I'm saying. She gets back and she's trying to defend her championship. It goes from there. It just has this like familial aspect with her dad being a coach and everything. The drama of that, things like that. It's just a really interesting book, and I really enjoyed reading it. This is one of my favorites. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jenna McCurdy. It was intense. This is a nonfiction, it's a memoir. She was a child actress, and her mom essentially forced her into this life, and she did not like that, and it was just a lot of abuse that she went through. She suffered through bulimia, body image issues, a lot of crap, and the things that she had to go through was not good. Like, she was sexually assaulted, and also her mother like literally showered her until she was like 16, which is fucking crazy. A lot to stomach, but it was something that I definitely think everyone should read if they can. I don't know if I can say this is like the best book I read, but like I think this is just something that everyone should read. That's where I stand with that. Then I read Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. I really enjoyed this one. This one's the last book to the Last Hours series. Honestly, it's not great, let's be real, but my enjoyment of it was intense. I hadn't been reading anything physically for like literally the entire year, and then I was like, in March, this is the book that I was like fully physically reading, and I think it was just fantastic. Shadowhunters, demon killers, that kind of stuff. It's fun, and there's a romance, which I was really rooting for these characters, and it happened, so that's there. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is a YA romance that I would die for. This one follows around Liz, who gave her heart to this guy named Michael, who moved to like Texas and is back now, and she's like super excited about it. She wants to get this guy to herself, and she kind of has this rivalry with this other guy named Wes. And Wes and her have these fights about this parking spot, and she makes a deal with Wes that she's going to give him the parking spot for like a year or something if she can get together with Michael, and Wes is going to help her with it. Obviously, Wes is kind of in love with this girl, but she doesn't see it. She's blind for it, and yeah. Let's go from there. It's super cutesy. I love this book. It was so good. Another favorite was Happy Place by Emily Henry. This one follows around these group of friends who go on this like little trip final time before they sell off the cottage or something. And once they get there, the issue is that these main 2 characters actually broke up like 6 months ago. They've not been together, but the entire friend group still thinks they're together, and they go on this trip and they have to pretend like they're still together, sleep in the same room, that kind of situation. And it was so cute. I really enjoyed it. Okay, like it's the silliest things that totally got to me, and I really enjoyed that. Another one I really liked was None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This one follows around this podcaster woman who shares the same birthday with this random woman she finds in a restaurant, and they kind of start talking, and this lady Josie's telling Alex, the podcaster, that her life would be the perfect podcast to talk about, and this is how she's trying to get out of a bad situation, a bad marriage, and that her life would be something different. And she's really trying to convince Alex to make a podcast. So they work together, and Alex finds something really weird about Josie, and Josie kind of goes missing, and we don't know what all chaos happens, and it's intense. I really like this one. Then I really enjoyed The Housemade by Freda McFadden. So Nina Winchester is a super rich woman living in like this kind of like an isolated-ish house, and she hires this housemaid. This house is like pristine, it's very clean, it's perfect, right? She starts living there, she takes the contract, she starts living there, and things seem to be not so perfect anymore. Nina makes such a crazy mess in the morning. Like, she upends the entire kitchen and the maid has to like clean it up. Andrew, the husband, seems like such a polished, lovely man, and Nina is just like such a chaotic mess. She has a daughter who is absolutely hating on the housemaid and just like, I don't understand what's going on. It just seems like such a terrible situation to be in. This housemaid lady just does not have any other option to move out or anything, just because she was literally living out of her car. She was in jail previously, but we don't really know much about it. It goes from there. Things are not what it seemed to be, and she's living in this attic with the room that closes from the outside, like it locks from the outside and not the inside. It is intense. It's so fun, and I really, really enjoyed this one, so highly recommend it. Okay, the last one I'm going to talk about is technically it was not really even a 5-star read, but I really enjoyed it. So I will put this on one of my favorite books of the year type of situation, and it was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This one follows around Violet Sorrengail, who is a very frail young woman, and she's set to go into the scribe quadrant, which is basically like a librarian of sorts, but her mother, who's the general, kind of forces her to go to the writer's quadrant. The writer's quadrant essentially ends up killing a ton of people because they have to try to not mate, Jesus, that would not work. They have to match with dragons, and that's kind of the situation that Violet is kind of thrown into, and obviously like she's very frail, and I'm talking like she has some kind of a disability. I'm not really sure what it is, but she breaks her bones easily. And she ends up going to the writer's quadrant. Everyone expects her to die. She has a bunch of enemies. Her mother, general, ends up killing a bunch of people who were rebels, and their children are actually going into the writer's quadrant as well. So they are set on killing Violet, and it's crazy. It's the story of her trying to survive, and obviously she has to survive, otherwise how is the book going to go forward? But she also meets up with one of the biggest enemies that Violet should have, named Xaden, and he's also like set on like killing her essentially, like it feels like that, but they also have this kind of romance. Enemies to lover situations, it's cute, okay? And I really liked it. It's not perfect. Like this book, literally the way that it's written and everything, it's not good. But it's such a fun time that I really enjoyed it, and I give it like 4 stars. But it's just a fun time. It's not perfect, again. And I know a lot of people give it like 2 or 3 stars. I get it. I totally understand. But it's just a fun story, and I liked it. So I will put it on my favorite books of 2023 as well. Those are all the books I really wanted to talk about. Those are some of my favorites of 2023. Let me know down below what are some of your favorites that you read this year, or the books that you didn't like even. I would really like to know those as well. But if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Ansu. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time with another one. Until then, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye!